Hey friend, John MacLennan here, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Love Hurts as recorded by Nazareth on guitar. Now this is a classic song that uses some really cool guitar techniques. We're going to use something called arpeggio picking, which is where we break up the chords and pick individual strings of the chord to come up with this cool riff. Then later in the song, we're also going to kick into just some all-out strumming. I'm going to break the whole thing down for you top to bottom, but before we dive in, I want to hook you up with a gift right away. If you're new and you haven't downloaded my ultimate fretboard guide, you're going to want to grab this at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the 5 must-know chords and scales to play in any style, anywhere on the neck. And a lot of these shapes that we're talking about in today's song lesson are on that PDF page. So it sounds like a lot of information, but I was able to put it all on one page just to make it super useful for you. You can print it out, keep it on your music stand or on your desktop as just a super handy resource for learning the neck. So grab your copy completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. All right, well, with that said, let's dive into this lesson. Let's break down how to play Love Hurts as recorded by Nazareth on guitar. Now we're going to start off with the intro progression, and this is actually the same part pretty much as the chorus. The chorus uses the same chords. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so for this part, we're using 3 chords, a G, an F, and a C. Now, this first part that I'm playing, this first chord is a tricky chord to get. So I'm going to show you what I think is on the recording, and then I'll also show you an easier way of playing it as well. So here's what this chord is. It's really a G5 technically, but it's all based around this G bar chord here at the 3rd fret. Now what I'm going to do is bring that index finger down. So I'm not going to grab that low E string. I'm just going to play the top 2 strings. Then I'm going to take off my middle finger. Now if you just strum that from 5 down, it sounds like that. And this is a great chord. It's like a very open sounding G chord. And then if you can, you want to put your thumb on that low bass note on the 3rd fret. So it's a tricky chord. Again, I'll show you an easier way in a second. But what we're going to do over this chord, and really throughout the song, we're using this technique called arpeggio picking. And that sounds like this. So instead of strumming the chord, we're going to pick individual strings. So I'll show you the pattern that I'm doing here on this chord. I'll count the strings here. I'm going 6, 5, 4, 3. So you just go straight down. Then you jump to the first string and go 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, that's our pattern over that G chord. And you get this cool sound of hearing this fretted note and then the open string, which is the same note. One's open and one's fretted. Then I'm going to bring that down to an F chord here. And then a C. And then back to that G. Okay, so we've got 2 bars on G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F, 2, C. Those are 2 beats each, then back to G. Then the whole thing repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, then G. Then you just let this ring, okay? Then the vocal comes in, Love Hurts. So if that G chord is too hard, just play, your typical G here. And what you can do is you can play an easy G here like this, and you can just double up on that 3rd string. So it would go, the picking pattern here would go 6, 4, 3, 3. Okay, and then that's the easier way, but I think on the recording it's just a subtle difference. But either one, whichever one is comfortable for you, will work. Then we go into the verse, love hurts, and that goes like this. 3, 4, and... Okay, we've got a 4-bar chord progression. I'm going to use that same G, and again, if you're using this one, that's fine. Then we're going to go to E minor, and we're going to keep an 8th note. The main takeaway, I would say, with the arpeggio picking is keep 8th notes going. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just that 8th note rhythm, always starting with the root note of each chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we'll go to C, but we're going to put our pinky on this C, so it's going to go. And then we're going to play 2 chords in 1 bar, D to C add 9. And this is a very common classic rock chord progression. And there I'm just going 4, 3, 1, 2 with the picking, then 5, 3, 2, 3. Do that a lot in this song. Those 2 chords, just 2 beats on each chord, D to C add 9. Then we go to the pre-chorus, and that goes like this. Okay, so some familiar stuff there, some new stuff. We added in a new chord, B7. So we're going to start on a G, and here I'll just use a typical G. Then we're going to go to B7, which looks like this. 2, 1, 2, open 2. But I'm just going to play these couple strings because I'm picking and not strumming, so I can really kind of choose what strings I play. And then we're moving on, E minor. Then back to B7. Then we do the same last 2 bars of the verse. Okay, so I'll play those 4 bars one more time. This is the pre-chorus. 3 and 4 and... Okay, and then we're into the chorus. Love hurts. So that's basically the same thing as the intro, but just a slightly different chord progression as far as the allotting of chords per bar. So let me show you what I mean. We're going to play 1 bar of G this time, and then go straight to the F. Ooh, love hurts. Then we're back to G for 2 bars. Then everything goes again. So we'll go back to the verse. Here's the verse. 3, 4, and... After chorus 2, then we have our bridge section, and this is the final section here. We've got a couple new chords. We're going to start on E minor. It's going to go like this. Back to the chorus. Okay, so what I played here was an E minor for a bar, and this is an 8-bar bridge here. We're gonna play E minor, and I'm gonna go to strumming here, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, then B7, E minor. Do that 3 times. Just those 2 chords. Those are all 2 beats each, so 1 and 2 and switch and. Then we go to A major for 2 bars. That's just from the 5th string down, open, 2, 2, 2, open. Then we go to A minor, so just change 1 note there, open, 2, 2, 1, open. And then remember this bar. Remember I said we're gonna do that a lot? That's our little final bar there of the bridge, D to C add 9. Then we're back to the chorus. So here's the whole bridge for context. 3, 4, and. Back to the chorus. Congrats on making it through this classic tune. Be sure to take your time with all those sections and the picking, and just know with the arpeggio picking, it doesn't have to be perfect exactly the way that I'm doing it. It's not going to be perfect when you start. It's going to be messy, but keep going, and just know that as long as you're making the right chords, the pattern doesn't matter too much. It's just like, okay, let me play the right changes and then keep the 8th notes kind of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure that your chords are clean. You're getting a good sound. And those are sort of the main points that I would focus on, and then as you get more comfortable, you can work on getting it exactly note for note. So rewind the video and go over any parts that are unclear, and to help you even more, make sure to download my ultimate fretboard guide at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the 5 chords and scales that I use to play in any style anywhere on the neck. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below to grab your copy. Also, before you go, leave a comment and let me know your #1 song that you would like to see me teach here next on the channel. Thanks for your support. We'll see you in another video real soon.